So to the people who are offering to help me, this is the problem that I'm having. I'm gonna go through in Goldwave and I zoom in 4 times and bring the slider to the front of the clip. And for each moment of silence, I insert white noise. So I see that there's a lot of silence here. In fact, I went a little too far, so I'm gonna bring that back a bit. And I've set up hotkeys for this. I don't, this matters, but excuse me, I usually save it as the same format well, sorry, not the same format. I usually save it as a WMA file of the same name. Okay, over in Power Director, I choose both the video and audio file of it, and I open it up. And I begin by I drag the video to the timeline, and then I drag the audio to the timeline. I'm not overly concerned with the waveform right now because I'm just turning off the waveform of the video, and I'm gonna just simply produce this as is. All right, now that we have our photos.mpg, I'm going to just check it down to the timeline. We can turn on power tools. You know, we want to check video speed, but we don't really want to change the video speed too much. So we're just going to change it to 1.1. It's mainly because we want the power tools to be present on each of the each of the clips. All right, we're just going to zoom into the timeline. Any of the white noise area, we're going to zoom in fairly close. Now this is the part that I would like to automate, because as you'll see, it takes a long time. Now I simply hit Control T to trim. We're gonna go through the timeline and Control T all of them. Although if I'm looking for a way to have Cyberlink look at this and make a difference of oh, the volume is really high on this one. It must be a change of scene, and do the cutting automatically. That would be ideal, though I don't know if it can do it or not. I've tried a few different things. Alright, I'm going to adjust the track height so that it's more visible. Alright, I'm gonna play this in real time so you can see what I have to go through for editing this. I have to line up the line as close as I can. If I go a little bit over, it's not a big deal. A little inside will cause my video to squelch a little when played, but I'm hoping that it doesn't do that. So here again, I'm just trying to line up, and you know, I'm sure for a person with neural abilities, this would not be too bad, but I'm afraid that I've gone through a bit of hassle, and so it's quite difficult for me. Well, that was the last one. So let's go home and shrink the thing down so that we can see the whole thing. Now I know you're saying, oh, Mr. Young, that wasn't too bad. It only took a few seconds, but I'm saying that's to you. To me, it actually took 45 minutes. And this is just a 3-minute tutorial. Imagine when I have like my latest one, an hour and 26 minutes. Good gravy. No wonder I want to find an automated way to do it. But I'm gonna adjust the shortcut back to medium, and all of the parts of the thing that is not sped up, I'm going to select and I shift down. In fact, my screen capture software started getting in the way of this. So you'll see me after I do it. There, just selected now, so I'm not gonna go through that for all the segments, but I'll see you in a bit when it's all right. I selected all of them and moved them down to a different video layer in between where there's the effects layer. Is we're gonna add an effect to the top ones so that you can visually see a difference when I change it. Now I'm going to bring up Power Tools. Now this whole thing is going to be way too long for you to sit through and watch. It'll be even longer for me to record. So I'm just going to show you one of them. Now it goes up to 54. I'm going to lower it down so it goes to 32. That's 49. It goes in like groups of 6 when it gets here. So 43. I believe that's the 38 is what you'll go to. And then finally 32. And as you can see, the intro length is only 2 frames now. If the video that I'm putting up to 32 frames, 32 times, is less than 2 seconds long, I don't care how high it goes. You can go wherever I first click, which is usually like 54 or 78 or something like that. But I'm gonna stop this and I'll see you again when it's all completed. So now all we have to do is put in an effect so that we can tell the difference when the video up top is shown. Well, I certainly would not choose it to put on any of my tutorials, but at least you will know what is a sped up video and what is not. So as you can see, this is sped up and this is not. So I'll put it together. I don't think you need to be around to watch me put the text locations in. As you can see, it finally comes up. I have a vast array of key overlays that I put on, and I will go through and well, I'm going to render this first and then put overlays on top of it and then render it again. So the next you'll see is all of it together. So good day, students. My name is Mr. Young, and as happens sometimes, we all need a little help. But for me, I actually need help in my making tutorials for you. So I'm making this tutorial so that I can go through and edit it to show the format as Cyberlink Power Director what problem I'm having. So I'm just going to try to make this a quick tutorial. It's not even really that amazing, but I'm going to use the star tool, and you can press the up arrow key and it increases the number of points in the star. There we go. Now I'm going to change this to a line width of what we want to say is 10 point. And we're going to change this from uniform to width profile 1. Now you can see that this doesn't look very good. So you can use hotkey of C, and if you use it, it turns on the scissors tool for cutting. So I can just go around each of these vertices, anchors, and just click on it, and it puts the rounded look to each of the line segments because it's doing the width profile 1 to each segment of the line, whereas otherwise it's doing it for all of them. So you see it's very thin here. It's like the thickest here, and then it's thin here again. But by cutting each of these anchor points, it's going from one end to the other. It makes thin and then thick in the middle. So if there's no no break in it, that kind of looks good too. There you have the finished line. So this is all for the sake of showing the people what I'm talking about. As always, this is Mr. Young, and keep drawing.